Blessed is the man that worketh not in the counsel of the heathen, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful, but his delight is in the law of the Lord. And in this law I say, I did it sunrise and sundown. Him I go there like a tree planted by the rivers of water that bringeth forth fruit in his season. Him leaf never I go wither, and whatsoever him doeth shall prosper. Yea! The heathen them now they saw them there like a chaff with the wind driveth away. Therefore the heathen them never go tamp on the judgment of the sin among them in the congregation of the righteous. For the Lord God Jah love the way of the righteous and the way of the sinner man them always and always. I will perish. Let my people, the people of the Most High God, say, Joe! Kadama we groma bea te la e higzag beer tanaistalina bashante shante 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 shante. Kadama we groma bea te la e. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonamo, where we speak truth to power. And my name, Black Rasta. In every traditional African home there is a black pot, and each time this black pot sits on the fire there is something sumptuous cooking. Ingredients of so many different types, shapes, sizes, colors, aromas, and even flavors relocate into the black pot, and they are subjected to some amount of heating. They produce sumptuous, nutritious food. Now they do not enjoy this sumptuous food. It is us who enjoy the food, the eaters. Yet every time this collaborative effort, this selfless collaborative effort would continue to take place. The black pot and the ingredients. Now the black pot represents the continent of Africa and the ingredients represent us as a people. We have to come together to selflessly collaborate to feed the next generation. It doesn't matter even if we are not part of the nourishment. If the next generation enjoys that, then we have enjoyed that as well. That is why we say that we must be that Joshua generation. So many of us just like to plant tomatoes and onions. So we will harvest quickly, eat quickly, sleep, die, be buried quickly and be forgotten. Nobody wants to plant trees because we know it will take so long for a tree to bear fruits and even to bear shade. We are not patient enough to wait for that. And in our minds, we believe that if we cannot wait for the gestation period of these trees, then why do we plant them at all? Forgetting that we are making children, and children are also making children. And if they come to benefit from the shades and fruits of these trees, we have benefited as well. It's all about the mindset. That is why this show, known as the Black Pot, is a show of the mindset. Now, if the African mindset is righted, every other thing will be right. Our leaders only think about schools, hospitals, and roads. A lot of them think about that. But the bad ones don't even think about that at all. They think about themselves and their own pockets, sometimes even their families. But thinking about the school and thinking about the road without thinking about upstairs is vanity. You can build all the schools, build all the roads, build all the hospitals. But if the mindset is wrong, all these structures will be pulled down by a bad mindset. That is why on this show, we are always talking about the mindsets. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonamo, where we speak truth to power. Here we don't criticize. But if we must criticize, we would only just criticize to build and not to destroy. It's all about our people, our continent, our land. That is what we stand for. We are supported by ISIT, I-S-I-T, which simply means in spirit, in truth. Now, if you are fed up with social media's negativity, all the nudity, all the violence, all the racism, then this is your app. Pick up this app Oh my God. Latch onto this app, jump ships, and be comfortable on Easy. Now, Easy does everything that social media does, except the negative ones. Listen to this carefully. You can go live, you can make video and audio calls. At the same time, you can also message. Connect with friends and make memory, and your memories will stay intact forever. Now, this app is all over Africa, and everybody is praising these wonderful things that this app does. Interestingly, it is modeled by Ghanaian engineers in America. Yes, we can also do it. Yes, we can. So support the black business and make the black business thrive. Download this for free from App Store and Google Play. And you are in business. I am on Is-It. Are you on Is-It? Make sure you are on Is-It. Upload your photographs, your videos. Oh, sell your brand, sell your business, and you are in business. You are not in business if you are not on Is-It. My name is Blakk RASTA, and I want to say thank you so much. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonomo, where we speak truth to power. Yes, make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's called Black Empire Media. Black Empire Media. Click on the notification button, and of course, anytime we come across, you will be the first to see us. Our numbers are scrolling on the screens right now. Pick up the numbers, call us, and do business with us. Oh gosh. This is the Black Pot. We love to hear from you. Now today we have 5 stories we want to unleash on you. May God help us on this journey. Number 1, what does it say? Watch it. It says, dirty discrimination in Black Stars. Now the Black Stars is the national team of Ghana. When it comes to the Black Stars, even non-football lovers all of a sudden begin to love football. Because it's the Black Stars. Because it's about the national colors. Because it's about our pride. Oh! Now the Black Stars won so many cups in the past. In fact, a lot of accolades. When it comes to football in Africa, you can never rule out Ghana. It's one of the top nations when it comes to football. Now the man you see right here, not smiling, but looking in one direction, used to play for Asante Kotoko. Kuma Pema Apembeba. When you kill 1,000, 1,000 more will come out and fight you. He used to play. He's called Frimpong Manson. We used to love him when he played for the Black Stars. He was one of the local players who made it big in those days. Several years after he's retired, he has something to say. I had the privilege to see Frimpong Manson play for the Black Stars. He was a defender. Very solid defender. One of the best players this country ever made. We received our bonuses in cedis, while the foreign-based players were paid in dollars. Frimpong Manson. Run the story and follow me. Come here. Hey, we have a lot to look at. It says, former Asante Kotoko defender Frimpong Manson has disclosed how foreign-based players were treated specially and paid in dollars, while the local-based earned their monies in cedis during his days with the Black Stars. Manson, now 64, was one of the local-based players to have featured for the Black Stars from 1992 to 94. And was part of the team that ended the 1992 African Cup of Nations as runners-up after losing 10-11 to Ivory Coast via shootouts. I remember that game. I remember the one who denied us the cup. He was the goalkeeper of the Ivory Coast. He was called Alain Guamen. I remember. Crystal clear. How many sporting fans remember this? Alain Guamen. He was the one who was able to block one of the shots. And Ghana lost. On that day, in fact, Abedi Pele wept. On that day, a lot of Ghanaians wept. The Ivory Coast won it for the very first time. And they even built a statue to honor Alain Guamen. Find me a photograph of Alain Guamen. You are going to struggle with the spelling, but you're going to find it. Alain Guamen. Oh my God. He was that Ivorian goalkeeper who played for the Ivory Coast, and he was responsible, oh my God, for the win for the Ivorian side. Oh my God. And this happened in 1992. Now, according to the former Ghanaian international, after they got to know of the situation, it resulted in chaos in camp, which led to Ghana's humiliating 6-1 defeat to Germany in a friendly. And I remember that again. Senegal was zigging shore. Germany was what? Bokum. And we called it the Bokum disaster, even though the correct pronunciation was Bochum. Ghanaians said Bokum, like Buokrum. Bochum disaster. They played it in a city in Germany called Bochum. B-O-C-H-U-M. Ghana scored the very first goal. I remember that goal. Abedi Pele played. And I also remember that Prince Polly played. I remember that cross that Abedi Pele gave. And Prince Polly missed the bar. We were just about to score. 1-0. Right from the beginning. And when they came back for the second half, 6 unanswered goals. I remember that clearly. This is Alain Guamen. This was the player who made it possible for the Ivorians to pick up the cup in 1992. So that's Alain Guamen. We remember Alain Guamen. No Ghanaian football fan will ever forget Alain Guamen. Watch me. It took a while for us to know of the situation. The professionals were giving their bonuses in dollars, whilst we, the local players, got ours in cedis. And that led to poor performance when we played against Germany in a friendly where we were beaten 6-1. From there, we poured out our grievances to the authorities and told ourselves it will never happen again. He told Dan Kwekuyabua TV. He added, some were even on the bench and already got the money, but we were cheating us, but they were cheating us for the little we took. By then, Nana Butler was the chairman of the Ghana Football Association, and we did not spare him the next day. Frimpong Manso was one of the most decorated players who played for Kumasi Cornerstones from 1983 to 1986 before crossing paths to join Asante Kotoko in 1992 and left in 1995. 3 years with Kotoko. After football, he went into coaching, where he handled Ghana's under-17 team from 2008 to 2019. In 2017, he assisted the interim coach Godwin Ablode in the management of Asante Kotoko, and later in March 2019, he became the manager of Nkoranza Warriors. In December 2019, he moved to Techiman 11 Wanda, but later returned in February 2020 to Nkoranza Warriors. I'm happy that he's still actively in football. Frimpong Manso, hey, one of the best defenders we ever had. How many people remember him? This is what he said. Dash and come here. Come here. You see, this is what he's saying. The local players were treated like trash. They paid the foreign-based players in dollars, whilst the local players were paid in cedis. Somebody would ask, but does it really matter? If it's equal payment, why would it matter? Of course, if it was equal payment, he wouldn't bring it out. But what it was that the dollar was higher than the cedi in terms of value, and still higher than the cedi in terms of value. If some people were paid in dollars, all because they were playing outside the country as professional footballers, whilst others were in the country playing as the so-called local players, then there's trouble. Those who were playing in Belgium were still given dollars. Those who were playing in Germany were still paid in dollars, as he said. But those Ghanaian players, Ghana-based players, were paid in cedis. You heard him say, little money that they were even supposed to give to them, they cheated them. Even those foreign-based players who were sitting on the bench and yet to go and play, they had received their monies and bonuses before even coming on the pitch. Yet the local players would have to wait whilst everybody was paid. Then they will come and give you your money in dollars. I beg your pardon, in cedis. The dollars went to the foreign-based players, and they paid them heavily. They took their money. Discrimination, my brother, is the mindset. This is a Ghana side. They are playing football. If everybody was paid in dollars, because the game was played outside Ghana, and they took the money in dollars, why did they not pay everybody back in dollars? Or better still, they could have sent the money all the way to the Bank of Ghana and changed it into cedis. Listen carefully. Any payment that the national team got should have been taken to the Bank of Ghana and put into their account, where they will be giving back cedis. That way, you improve the value of the cedi. That way, you are still able to get foreign exchange for future use. But when you start paying the players all in dollars, you are scattering what is known as the foreign exchange. You are scattering it, and you are demeaning your own cedis. Imagine they come into the country and they want to spend their money. They will head towards where? The black market. The value of the dollar will poof, whilst the value of the cedi will go down. After all, these are people who want quick money, and they are going out onto the black market to change that. Common sense. The money should have gone straight into the account of the nation. You play for Ghana, you have to be paid in cedis. You cannot be playing for Ghana and be wearing the American jersey. The same way you cannot be playing for Ghana and be wearing the American jersey, you cannot play for Ghana and be earning in American dollars. That is crazy. This is patriotism. Now we have BRICS coming up. BRICS, B-R-I-C-S. BRICS, made up of Brazil, made up of Russia, made up of India, China, and South Africa. They are coming together. Several tens of other countries around the world are joining to break down the might of the dollar, because they have suffered under the dollar for too long. The weaponization of the dollar is coming to an end, and I support that. I don't like monopoly. If some people have been monopolizing it for far too long, it becomes injustice to the others who are not able to get a part of the cake. So monopoly can be good, but in most of the cases, monopoly is bad. My brother, my sister, this was what they did to people like Frimpong Manson. The local players were paid in cedis. Oh, you will go back and spend that. And those foreign-based players were made to take the money in dollars. Most of the time, they came back home to spend a few days. No wonder all that time, any player you saw was pulling out dollars. And all the young girls were running after them because they had foreign currency. My brother, my sister, if you look at the story of Pele, Edson Arantes de Nascimento, a.k.a. Pele, one of the things that helped bring up Brazilian football was the fact that they localized all their activities in Brazil. No Brazilian player was supposed to play foreign football. They all had to represent Brazil. They were paid in the Brazilian currency. They ate Brazilian food no matter where they went. Today, Ghana Airways is not there. When you are flying Delta. When you are flying some other airlines. They serve you with the food that their countries eat. Are you still in colonialism? Are you sure you have your independence? My brother, let's be smart. What they did to the local players must be investigated, and whoever was in charge of that must be punished. It's not too late to punish people. Justice delayed is justice denied. Let us do it right now. It's a terrible thing. Very, very bad. Now you live in a country, the people who play outside the country, you respect them more than those who stay in the country to keep the gates. Then where lies your independence? What's the importance of your dirty independence? You respect people who serve other people outside the country more than those who stay in the country. Come here. What a shame. I am so incensed, so angry. How can you do this? Look, if you are a footballer in this country, if you are a musician in this country called Ghana, and you have never traveled outside Ghana to ply your trade, nobody regards you. They start laughing at you. Oh, you are a local product. So what? Edson Arantes de Nascimento, Pele, remained a local player so that the Brazilian side will become the talk of the world. Today, when we talk football, we all are talking Brazil. You come to Ghana, they have a team called Young Brazilians. Even the Ghanaian national team, they call us the Brazilians of Africa, right? You think that if they were paying their people in dollars and encouraging their people to travel out of the country and be raised more than the local players, they will reach there. Common sense. It's a thing of the mind. Please, let's look at these things. Those of us who watched the match, I remember Ghana versus Germany. We scored the first goal. I remember clearly like yesterday. Bokum. And when we returned for the second half, we were all praising Ghana that, oh, Ghana had dismantled Germany. In those days, the Ghanaian side was solid. Hey, the German side had all the top strikers. Top world strikers. When they returned for the second half, 6 unanswered goals. We were now praying for the game to end because almost every second they were banging in the goals. Jesus have mercy. Frimpong Manson, come here, bring his face. Frimpong Manson, I thank you so much for bringing out this. But why did it take you so long to bring this out? I'm glad that you have mentioned it. I apologize on behalf of this nation, of dirty leaders with no common sense. They are leaders who have colonized minds. They are leaders who don't respect the ideologies of Kwame Nkrumah. They are leaders who are fit for hell. I apologize. Somebody like you should have been a big superstar. Because in the days we worshipped you, nobody was able to pass you. You were such a wonderful defender. Dash. Next story. Now the next story says what? Watch it. It's coming up. It says Freddie BLAY in dirty petrol deal. Dirty petrol deal. Show me some documents. Watch me. Some documents came out. We saw the documents and were bamboozled. Come here. Look at the documents. Next document. Listen. Documents flying left, right, and center. And this is the Ministry of Energy, right? It says the secretary to the president, Jubilee House. And it says what? Preemption, what is it? Acquisition of whatever interest. Roll it back. So this is the document. Roll it off. These documents started flowing. And when we looked at the documents, we were surprised. We didn't know what to say. Because this one is addressed to the president, right? Then the story came out. And we understood it better. Watch the story. Petrol SA deal is absurd and scandalous. To say absurd, it means it's laughable. It's scandalous. It's full of scandals. And this is Napo calling out Freddie BLAY and the GMPC. Hey, absurd and scandalous. Now the Minister for Energy, Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh alias Napo, has called out the board chairman of the Ghana National Petroleum Corporation, GNPC, Freddie BLAY, over the Petrol SA deal, which seeks to offload, listen, some of Ghana's oil interest to the South African national company, Petrol SA. According to the Chronicle newspaper, Napo, in a letter to Freddie BLAY, which it cited, accused the former New Patriotic Party chairman of pushing for the deal despite a government directive for it to cease. The energy minister, who is also the member of parliament for Manchester South, told BLAY that it is scandalous for him to be pushing for the deal, even though he has been told on a number of occasions that it will not be approved because it is not in the interest of Ghana. He ordered the GNPC board chairman to withdraw from the deal and to stop further engagements of it. Did you see that? This is important. He ordered the GNPC board chairman. Freddie BLAY is the GNPC board chairman. Ghana National Petroleum Company. Right? Subsequent to the meeting with my counterpart, Honorable Bede Mantasha, Minister of Mineral Resources and Energy in South Africa, on the above subject, I've had cause to formally respond to him in 2 successful correspondences, affirming the government's position on the matter, and you were in copy in all instances. It is therefore scandalous that in spite of these directives, you have led GNPC to offer part of the government-acquired Joel interest in the DWT to Petrol SA. I direct that you cease and desist from any further flouting of the directives forward and withdraw the offer made to Petrol SA in your letter of 23rd April 2023. Immediately, parts of Napo's letter to BLAY, quoted by the Chronicle. In another letter to the president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo complained that BLAY was going on with the Petrol SA deal, even though he had been directed not to. Dash. So you see, this is where our country is heading towards, self-interest. How many people remember Freddie BLAY? Is that greedy guy who owns Daily Guide? Thank God, the newspaper business is no more any business. In the days, his newspaper was a big newspaper that was used to do a lot of different propaganda. This was the same guy referred to as Elembele Mugabe. He was a CPP guy who crossed carpets to join the NPP. Now, any CPP guy who joins the NPP, I don't know what your mind is. Because these are 2 different ideologies. How can you be a CPP man and be a member of the NPP? What's wrong with you? These are the people who were throwing bombs at Kwame Nkrumah. These are the people who don't believe anything Nkrumah believed in. Then you will leave CPP and then you go and join them and say that you are still an Nkrumahist. His father used to be an Nkrumahist, very powerful Nkrumahist. And in those days in his area, it was all about Nkrumah, even up till now. So he stood on the ticket of the CPP, enjoyed whatever CPP had to offer in the area, because those are the areas that are known for Nkrumahism. In fact, Nkrumah's hometown and beyond. After some time, he crossed carpets and went to the NPP. In fact, they called him Elembele Mugabe because he had stayed there for so long. Freddie BLAY. This was the same guy who said on TV that, politics is so sweet that he, Freddie BLAY, could even sell his mother and do politics with the money. Can any well-thinking human being say things like that? This was the man recently who bought a number of buses and gave to his party. It's all about the party, no national agenda anymore. I don't respect people like this. Not at all. What do you stand for? Chop chop. Chop chop. Napo is not another guy that I really like, because he's a serious anti-Nkrumahist. This guy, he was the one who said Nana Akufo-Addo, the arrogant Nana Akufo-Addo, had done better than Kwame Nkrumah when it comes to education. And I'm still waiting for him to bring the empirical facts, because he's a PhD holder, as we're told. Or maybe he got his PhD from Afghanistan. So, I mean, we cannot trace the papers and the facts. Listen, some of these guys, they speak because they want to eat. I do not support Napo because of some of the things that he kept saying. He's full of controversy. But in this instance, I'm tempted to believe that, in fact, the rat has to run out in broad daylight because there is fire on the mountain. I don't trust Freddie Blay. You have been told that this thing will not inure to the benefit of this country. But because of greed, he's the GMPC boss. For that matter, it must happen. Somebody who can sell his own mother to do politics. Ghana is nothing to him. He can sell Ghana. You can go to hell. Such old men should be relegated to some asylum somewhere. They don't think about the nation. When I talk to them, I don't talk to them with respect. These are people who do not respect the next generation. A guy who can sell his mother and do politics. Later he came back to tell us, oh, I was only joking, you know. I was joking. My mother even died some years ago. How do we know that you did not even kill your own mother to do politics? Yeah? Again, you are joking with selling your mother. Your mother has disowned you already in her grave. You are a useless child. That's what she will be saying in her grave. If I were your mother, I will become a ghost and come running after you. Every night you see my face. I'll come at you. Look at your face and say, Meba. Maba. They don't think about Ghana. Come here. They are not interested in this country. They are only interested in their own egos. They don't have a national agenda. They have a parochial, regionalized party agenda. You want to hear it again? Parochial, regionalized party agenda. They don't think outside the box. That's why I don't like them. They chased Nkrumah out. They killed him. Later they came crying that they should have kept Nkrumah. Yet they are making the same mistakes, in quotes, that they made in the days of Nkrumah. Can we trust these people? No, I don't trust them. Hey, can the special prosecutor go into this? This is about Ghana. And if somebody is going to do a dubious deal like that, we still remember you for Ejapa. You wanted to sell all our gold to people. Now you are offloading our oil to South Africa because you want to make money in retirement. Dirty-minded people. I dream fin. When we return, we have more. But I have a quote for I dream fin. Bad mind. Hey! Woyo! Lenny Bruce is very right. There are no dirty words, but dirty minds. In other words, what the dirty mind does not conceive, the dirty mouth will not say. I'm going to sell my mother and do politics because politics is sweet. Because you have a dirty criminal mind. Dirty mind. That's what he's saying. That's what he's saying. Apologize to your mother. Come here. Next story. Watch it. Ghana heading to the morgue now. You know what the morgue is? You know what the morgue is? Mortuary. Some people say mortuary. I wasn't taught to pronounce it like that. My English language teacher said, say mortuary. So I'm a mortuary. Nah, mortuary. And it comes from the word More there is from French, from mourir, to die. More, the dead. Jesus have best acquire being dread. French yeka. Chinese kroya yeka kakra. You see this man, I know him. In fact, I know him. He's Alex Segbafia, right? Ghana's economy has moved from ICU heading to Morgue. Alex Segbafia. I know him. Former Minister of Health, Alex Segbafia, has chastised the Akufo-Addo administration for how the economy has been managed so far. In his view, the government has mismanaged the economy. It is recalled that former President John Dramani Mahama earlier indicated that the economy under Akufo-Addo administration, the Akufo-Addo administration, was in the intensive care unit, ICU. Mr. Alex Segbafia, who is also the Director of International Relations of the National Democratic Congress, NDC, said, while speaking on the big issue on TV3 Tuesday, May 23, that it has moved from the ICU and the economy is nearing the morgue. Mortuary. ICU is long gone. I said this in the past. We are no more in the ICU. We died. Now they are taking us to the morgue to be frozen. So our children's children will come and see how useless we have become. The land that had all the gold. The number one exporter of gold in the world. The second biggest exporter of cocoa in the world. The best cocoa in the world. And we are running begging. That's where you are. The Gombes will say, Kaza Azama Ambala. You know, you'll all be that. You're muff. Number one gold exporter in the world. No country in the world exports more gold than Ghana. Not even South Africa. This small country. Look how blessed you are. The second biggest exporter of cocoa in the world. The sweetest cocoa, number one in the world. We discovered lithium and so many other such things. Yet, we are always going around doing la la su la la. Because the leaders have no sense, no common sense. They are not patriotic. They don't know how to govern. They are dirty-minded. They don't see the future. They are greedy. Before they come into power, they've already sold whatever we have. They are financed by people who are waiting for them to come into power and be paid back. So before they enter, they are already in debt. So the country that is already in debt because of their predecessors' bad mind and wickedness and mismanagement, we will continue to be in permanent debt. We would be in debt in perpetuity. That's what Alex Segbafia said. That's what he said, that we are heading towards the morgue. He further stated that the World Bank gave Ghana $1 billion during the COVID, but was not enough for the Akufo-Addo government. Presently, the International Monetary Fund has also approved $3 billion for 3 years to support Ghana. It means every year, approximately, or on the average, $1 billion. In his view, the only difference between the IMF's bailout and the $1 billion support from the World Bank is that with the funds program, there is going to be direct supervision on the utilization of the cash. You see where we are? I don't know how I will tell my children this when they grow. Because when they go to school, they are going to be told that Ghana is the #1 exporter of gold in the world. Number 2, that Ghana has the sweetest cocoa in the world, so it's in highest demand. And that Ghana is the second highest producer and exporter of cocoa in the world. That we discovered lithium. Then they will take them back into the Ghana Empire and tell them that the Ghana Empire was the biggest empire in the world. We produce more gold than any other empire. And that in the Ghana Empire, there was not even one poor person. If we inherited that name, why are we poor? With all the gold, with all the cocoa, how are we poor? Some people say it's a simplistic view. We will continue to be simpletons because we have no common sense to see that gold is wealth. If the whole world is looking for gold, why do we go to the world and beg for money when we have gold? I don't get it. I do not get it. We have arable lands that can feed all of us. Yet every now and then, we are out there begging. To God be the glory. All I can say right now is that it's true. Alex Segbafia is a nice gentleman. I met him before. I think that was when he was defense staff, something. Yeah, I met him once. And he mentioned something to me that I said on TV and on radio. He admired my exuberance. That's years back. I didn't have grace then. I'm sure that a lot of them felt that with age, we will slow down. But if it's in your DNA, there's no slowing down. How many people thought that by this time Black Rasta would have slowed down? Be honest. Have you seen any slowing down? Because it's natural. Nobody funds us. Nobody gives us a penny from when we started till now. No politician can ever boast that they gave us a penny. But the zeal continues. Is this a man you should joke with? Can you joke with this man? All our maize have sold out. They have been bought by politicians. We will wear one dress like this 20 times on TV. Yeah, in Shatta. Yeah, Nibi. We will not flaunt anything because we don't have anything to flaunt but our brains and our patriotism. Let's flaunt that. To God be the glory. When we return, Udumo. Hey! Woyo!
Blackpot, Coco Show.
This is the Blackpot, aka Kukushunamo, where we speak truth to power. And my name, Black Rasta. Remember, we are supported by ISIT. And ISIT is ISIT, in spirit, in truth. If you're tired of social media negativity, hey, cross carpets, jump ships, and join ISIT. All you need to do is to download this app from App Store and Google Play. Connect with family and friends and make memories. Hey, upload your videos and your photographs. Promote your brand. Market yourself. Meet other positive people. You can make video calls and audio calls. You can message, and at the same time, you can go live. This is ISIT. Crystal clear. It's available on App Store and Google Play. I am on ISIT. Are you on ISIT? Let's meet there. No negativity. Trespasses there. Come here. Next worry. Watch me. Watch me. Watch this. It says what? Vanessa wants funny face reunion. Who is Vanessa? Do you know Vanessa? That's a nice body girl. She's pretty, isn't she? African beauty. Well endowed. Very beautiful girl. she met Funny Face. That's Funny Face. In fact, Funny Face is a Ghanaian comedian, one of the veteran comedians. You know? Yes, at least in this generation. He's cracked a lot of jokes around. At a point, he was carried on a silver platter. In fact, let me be fair to him, on a golden platter. People liked him. They still love him. Yes, he met Vanessa in September. They started dating. By October, she got pregnant, 1 month. When she got pregnant, they decided that, well, let's just tie the knots. Bam! They tied the knots. And they were there. 3 children. Bam! That's them. The first one is the one on my far left. And then the 2 in the middle are twins, right? The first were twins. Am I right? And then the last one you see in the hand there, in the hands of Funny Face, came as the 3rd child. 2 deliveries. But it's like buy one, get one free. Beautiful family. Funny Face's business dwindled a little bit, but he's a struggler, survivor like me. He was able to push it, move it. They were surviving. Fortunately or unfortunately, he went through a certain mental stress. In fact, he's a bipolar person. So when that thing came, according to Vanessa, he got violent. And then he went on social media to insult Vanessa's family after Vanessa decided to move out of the house, carrying all the children away. Funny Face went on a tirade. Fire for fire. Then when people realized that, in fact, he had had a mental breakdown, he ended up at a psychiatric hospital. And there, Vanessa came to visit him with the children. Gradually and diligently, he's been able to find his feet now. In fact, and the interesting thing is that he even signed a deal. Watch it. Funny Face signs ambassadorial deal with Allah Foods. Allah Foods. And you can see him dressed nicely. I'm happy for him. Everybody must eat. Funny Face got it. In fact, he's had this mental breakdown twice, insulted his benefactors. But they all forgave him because he was sick. Funny Face, at a point, was so close to Togolese footballer Adebayo. But he got angry with Funny Face after Funny Face came out to insult everybody. And then he decided to unfriend him on social media. He even bought him a car, heavy, beautiful car. Their relationship was like this, close. But having insulted everybody, Funny Face never for once insulted Adebayo. Well, Adebayo visited him at the psychiatric hospital. They were able to forgive each other again. But Vanessa refused to go back to Funny Face. And Funny Face has now tried. He's been able to get over his sickness. He's signing ambassadorial deals. And all of a sudden, Vanessa is granting interviews and saying that now she wants to return to Funny Face in one way or the other. She didn't say it directly, but she says Funny Face did not kill her when they were together. So he won't kill her now. She is ready to start something with Funny Face again. And this is from Ghana Web. It says, excuse me, Vanessa, you and Funny Face are better off separated. Dash it away. So hear me now. Funny Face got ill. He went through a lot of issues. Does it mean that he can't find love anymore? Does it mean that the two of them cannot come back again? I remember when they broke apart and Vanessa had moved out. I think she found another guy. And she granted another interview in which she said, yes, the fact that you have 1 child, 2 children, 3 children, does not mean that you can't find love or men will not like you anymore. She was now dating and she was feeling good. But that relationship did not last. It fell off. Now she's retracing her path back to the same man she accused of doing things. You just saw a photograph of a woman. I'm going to tell you about this woman. Watch her. This is Mami Dokuno. We know her very well, right? By the fireside, she did it. She's a legendary woman. She went into politics and regretted so much. She said if she knew, she would have never gone into politics. Hold the picture there like that. Keep it like that. Watch me. Mami Dokuno in her days was the talk of Ghana. She was acting in opera. Men will ferry her all the way to hotels in London just to see her face, just to embrace her. Men were running after her. They liked her. She was on the silver screens all over the place. We were little children then. She was married, but men were running after her. She got extremely busy and all that. She didn't have so much time for her husband. And there was an argument. The man said, it looks like your new job is taking you away from your family. They have 2 children. An argument came up. Hey, if you cannot bear with my new job, you can go. Who are you? You two, who are you? Blah, blah, blah. We don't know too much of the details. And they broke apart. 2 children. The man went elsewhere, got married, and Mami Dokuno also got married to another man. She was famous. So the men were coming. But they say the first cut is the deepest, and they say that old friends are the best. Watch this. I regret leaving my first husband. My second marriage showed me pepper, as we say in Ghana. Pepper, then they open the iron point. Mami Dokuno ran out of the second marriage in no time. The fame was going down. Nothing goes up forever. The money was coming down. She and the first husband couldn't come back again. He was married. She regretted it all through up till now, till the man died just a couple of years back. Mami Dokuno, every opportunity she had, will talk about how she should have stayed in her first marriage. She took the opportunity to come out with a show in the media about marriage and the intricacies of marriage. Mami Dokuno thought that she would be the same Mami Dokuno forever. But Ujin Boneno, Ujin Papano, also Ujin Bonenso. When the bad days come, what would you do? She never found her husband again. And that was the end. Communicate with him so that you can understand each other. Don't be too proud. Time changes. Be humble and find a good man. Good men are scarce. So when you find one, cherish him like an egg. That's what Mami Dokuno said. That's Mami Dokuno saying this. We are not saying that if you are in a relationship and the man is a monster sucking your blood, you should continue to be there. It doesn't make sense. But do not also look at yourself and say you are pretty. Oh, you have all the wonderful curves. Oh, everybody wants you. Oh, for that matter, if he wants, he can go to hell. Hey. Let me tell you something. A lot of guys, I am a man and I know what I'm talking about. A lot of men want to play Superman. They feel the illegality in whatever they are involved in a certain relationship makes them superhuman. Oh, this woman is married, but she still allows me to do things with her. That little illegality in there, little, makes them feel good. Break up with your husband and see if you see him again. That illegality, that small mystery is now gone. A lot of young guys are looking for married women. Apart from the fact that there might be some catch somewhere, they love that small mystery. She's married. How does it feel to do this illegal thing? is in the mind of most men. Break up with a man and see if you see him. He will look for the person he wants to start proper life with. It doesn't mean men should take advantage of that and treat women anyhow. We don't support that. But trust me, in these times, men are hot cakes. That's why we have a lot of prostitutes on the street. Men are hot cakes. Because the man is an endangered animal. Yes, it's men who go to war. With all the might of women, have you ever seen him at war? Even America, they don't send women to war. It's men who go to war, right? Men who go to war. When you are walking with women and there's a lion coming, will you run with the women or you will stand and protect the women? Most of the time, it's the men who stand by. When there's a fire outbreak and people have to run into the house and salvage things, do you see women there? No. It is men who do that. That is why the man is an endangered animal. He's in the face of danger every time. So our numbers diminish naturally. And scientifically, one sperm that goes out, the possibility of producing women is blah, 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 more than a man. That is why you have to respect a man who sees you as the so-called special vessel. I will use the word weaker vessel. And protects you. When there's danger, he runs into the face of danger to protect you. Women first. All this to make you feel queenly. When there's a heavy load to be carried, he comes to carry it whilst he makes you walk in front of him and model. Respect him. If you don't, you will regret it. Respect your man. Men are going through a lot. At the same time, women are going through a lot. Mutual respect. Your pride. You are a flower. You are beautiful. Hair to fade. I dated 2 women in the past. They thought they were flowers. And I used to tell them, every flower withers. If you are a flower, be ready to wither. And we'll see. If you don't wither, the little children will come and pluck you and say, flower, flower. You are done. I'm speaking tongue in cheek. Today, a man can always find a woman. A man can always walk on the street and pick up. But a woman, can you do the same? I would not say, funny face, don't take Vanessa. Look at the good times. Can you relive those good times? Forget about your ambassadorial deal. How much are you getting from that? Can you spend it forever? It will dwindle. Look at the good times. You know that better. He who feels it lives it. Knows it. If you think that you must come together, don't let the media bamboozle you. Vanessa, it's an opportunity for you to also know that the flower can wither. You have a nice shape, a big buttocks, people like it and all that. But buttocks cannot save you from a bad marriage. Dash! Bring me the last item. We're spending just 2 minutes on this and we are done. Bulldog. The backing dies down. Who is the Bulldog? Oh, okay. I think now he says he's called Bull God, right? He's an artist manager. I love him. I respect him. Very vociferous. He used to handle Shatta Wale. They quarreled a number of times, and Shatta Wale said that he had murdered a certain artist manager, another artist manager called Fennec Ochery. He said it more than 3 times. Anytime they have a quarrel, he will bring it up. Now, the last one that they had, Shatta Wale said, this one, I'm not going to withdraw it. I'll make sure that you are jailed. You see? And Bulldog went to court and sued Shatta Wale because he felt it was too much. And he said in the media, I won't withdraw the lawsuit against Shatta Wale. That's what Bulldog said. And when you read, it says, artist manager Lawrence Nana Esiama Hansen, popularly known as Bulldog, has said he has no plans of withdrawing the defamation lawsuit against his former artist Shatta Wale. Brr. But he has changed his mind. Watch it. You say Shatta Wale, Bulldog agree settlement terms in principle over defamation case. Dash. You know why I'm happy about this? At least nobody was recorded in the books in the court as having defamed somebody. In other words, nobody was actually convicted. I'm glad that they amicably sorted it out at home. And I would like to speak with Shatta Wale. I know that you have anger tantrums. Control that. This is murder. Murder. Taking a man's life. No matter how angry you are, you should never put a murder charge on another person if you don't have the facts. You know what I'm looking forward to? I'm looking forward to Bulldog and Shatta Wale coming up together again to work. And this time around, I hope that it will be very amicable and they'll be able to do things together. They have seen it all. The bad days are gone. Let's move forward. This is the Blakk Fort, aka Kukushonomo, where we speak truth to power. And my name, Blakk RASTA. I'll see you again tomorrow. Hey! Wayo!